Welcome to the Analytics of Dynasty. This is Jordan McNamara, and I wanted to show you some of the features we have over at analyticsofdynasty.com. And this is in particular, you're seeing it on the screen here. This is the Analytics of Dynasty trade database. So what we have here is the ability to search over 6,500 leagues we have access to. You can see all the trades that go on in those leagues. So you'll get the ability to search specific players. You can search multiple players, and that will return trades involving multiple specific players, right? So if I wanted to search trades involving Travis Etienne and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we'd return all the trades involving that had both of those players on either side, right? So they might be Travis Etienne and Clyde Edwards-Helaire for something else, or they might be for each other. So you'll return all of those. I have just searched here trades involving Travis Etienne, and then we have different filters. So you can search, we break it down. You can search one quarterback or super flex, and then we have the ability to search different starting wide receivers, and I've just chosen any of them at different tight ends settings. So you can do one or two tight ends, and I've just said any settings at tight end is fine. No IDP in this particular one. And then you have the ability to search between different passing touchdown scoring and different tight end premiums. So again, I've just said any trades, basically any trades just in one quarterback leagues is what I'm searching here. So in this, you have, you'll see here on side one, it's the one side of the trade. The other side is side two, shows you the date, the scoring settings, and the lineup. So you'll see Travis Etienne in a 2022 first round pick for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And so that one went down just yesterday. And again, I'm recording this early in the morning on the 26th. So all these trades went down on August 25th. Nyheim Hines in a second for Travis Etienne. Again, that's basically no core assets for a core asset. I still think Etienne's a core asset at this point. And I'm not sure how either Hines or the second tilt the balance for you in any way, where Etienne, I still think, has that in his range of outcomes. So that's one where I definitely take Etienne. This Tyler Boyd for Etienne one's interesting, and especially when you look at the settings. So you see the settings here. You've got you have Etienne, and it's mandatory start two running backs, but you can only start three, so that's indicating it's one flex. Mandatory start three wide receivers. You can start four, so but three. So that actually gives Boyd a little bit of juice, and it actually downticks Etienne because you have less flexibility with the running back position. So I think that one's actually interesting. I'd probably still take Etienne, but I can see the argument for Boyd in the settings. As you go down further, you see DJ Shark and a first for Etienne. So depending on your value of DJ Shark there, the first, you're basically kind of resetting the clock, and you'll have to see there how effective that would be for your team and what the value is there. Again, that's interesting. Again, because it's a three wide receiver mandatory setting and not a ton of flex. So that does juice up DJ Shark quite a bit there. Travis Etienne for Devonta Smith. Travis Etienne in 214 for 107 and 202. So that's interesting. That must be a still ongoing rookie draft. James Conner, Jamal Williams, and Julio Jones for Travis Etienne. That feels like a contending trade versus a long-term trade. That's an interesting one. A 2023 first for Etienne, Terrace Marshall for Travis Etienne. I'd take Etienne there pretty clearly, I think. And then you're going back actually pre-injury there. So those are the ones in the start one format. And then again, you can flip over to Superflex, and I'll show you all the Superflex trades as well. So Kirk Cousins for Travis Etienne in Superflex. That's an interesting one in terms of what you're trying to get. Again, lots of flexes there. So you only have to start one running back, and then you can start multiple wide receivers there. You have the flex, you have tight end options as well. So you can see sort of how some of the different settings will play into some of these trades to give you an idea of A, what the market is, and B, some constructs in which help you put together a trade. So that's all interesting stuff there. Again, Terry McLaurin, a second, a third, and a fourth next year for Etienne, Shee Smith, and a 2022 first. So that's interesting in terms of you're getting a first and a first this year for McLaurin and an allotment of picks next year. Etienne for a first next year. I think that's one we're going to see pretty common, would be my guess as we get going forward here. Travis Etienne and Cole Beasley for Russell Gage and Rondale Moore. Again, that's probably one core asset for not a core asset, would be my thought on the other side of that one. So depending on what you think of Rondale Moore. Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, and Jalen Waddle for Etienne and Ruggs. I mean, that feels a lot like Zach. You could just kind of cross out Waddle and Ruggs kind of close together. Then you're putting in Zach Moss and Devin Singletary for Travis Etienne. That's pretty, that's pretty lopsided in favor of Etienne at this particular point. And then you're seeing Jamar Chase and Travis Etienne straight up. Again, I'd be careful on some of these 24th ones because you're not sure what time of day that happened and what the news was at that point. But that looks like it's later in the day. It's probably when Etienne was already out. So, and obviously some questions about Jamar Chase, but you look at the falling value of Etienne right now, and it appears that Jamar Chase is falling in value in this trade too, which is interesting because he was going well ahead of Etienne and all the trades going forward. So you get an idea here on some of the constructs, what you can return, some ideas about how to put together trades. I think some of the constructs are really interesting, and we do a weekly podcast every Thursday, just looking at 10 random trades from the trade finder, which I can just show you here. You just take out Etienne's name and it'll just return the 10 most recent trades in the database. And you can just go down and look and see, you'll see some picks and you'll see some other things that have some different formats and stuff, but you get to get a good idea of some different ideas here going on in leagues. So you can check that all out in the description. If you're not a subscriber, in the description of the YouTube video here, you can go check out and subscribe Dynasty Daily Podcasts. We have Real Draft Position Finder, which will help you look for the value of players in actual trades here going forward, or actual startup drafts here going forward, where it's been in the past. You can see player movement, that sort of stuff. I have my Dynasty tiers up as well, and all that, and you get Dynasty Daily content through the end of the off season, and then we'll have plenty of in-season content. Basically 6 days a week we'll be releasing podcasts. So, all right, well, that'll do it for this. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, continue embracing the variance. We'll talk again very soon.